Okay, so in today's class, we will be having a discussion on these topics, and if time is there, we can go beyond that also. So the first topic we are going to discuss today is your signed representation of a number. What is the necessity of that? Then binary coded decimal. One more code is there. Then XS3 code, non-weighted code is there. So this is weighted code, this is non-weighted code. So we will be discussing about them in today's class. So let's start today's class with your first topic, that is your signed representation of a number. So question arises, why we need signed representation of number. So the obvious answer is to increase the capability computer must understand both positive and negative numbers. So one thing is to increase the capability, and second is your computer will be able to understand both positive and negative numbers. So how you are going to represent it? So the first bit is actually giving you sign, and this is giving you the magnitude. Okay, so sometimes fraction is there, so then you can say one bit of its sign, then your 8 bits exponent and 23 bits mantissa. So many other things are there, don't worry about that. This is the format that you are having is sign and your magnitude. So what's actually inside that? That's important. So when you talk about sign magnitude, so in the sign magnitude form, a negative number has the same magnitude as positive number, but the sign bit is a 1 rather than 0. Okay, so suppose you are writing 1101. So this is your 13. Okay, so we don't know whether this is positive or negative. So if you put one more bit here, and if I am writing 1 here, so now this is your negative 13. And if it is 0, 1101, then this is your positive 13. So this is the difference. That means first bit is set. If first bit is set, that means it is negative. And if first bit is 0, it means it is positive. So although we have discussed about this to a greater extent, but there are certain other things by which you can get things being comfortable to you. One thing in which your negative number is being represented is one's complement form. So what's inside one's complement form? That your number positive number is represented as it is, and negative number is represented in a different form. So suppose I have given you minus 25, and I ask you people to find out the representation of this. So what you do, you will actually get its ones complement. So how you actually represent this? This is your binary representation. So ones complement means changing ones to zeros and zeros to ones. So this becomes 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 0. Okay, and one more one is there. So this is actually giving you that your sign is negative. Okay. Now similarly, if I ask you to find out the 2's complement of this, so again the negative sign means it's 2's complement of corresponding positive number. So what's that? That's actually your, what is 25? 25 binary representation is 0 0 0 1 1 0 0 1. So what is its 2's complement? So for 2's complement, convert it into 1's complement and then add 1 to it. So this becomes 1 1. So this is your 2's complement of this. So this is a good thing that it gives you idea that this is your negative 25. Now if I ask you that a 2's complement of a number is this 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 1. What is that number? What is that number? So this signifies your minus sign. This signifies your minus sign, and you are supposed to get its 2's complement. So you are supposed to get the 2's complement of this number. So 2's complement is this 0 0 0 1 1 0 0. This is 1's complement. And now add 1 to this. This gives you 1 0 0 1 1. So this is 25, and as this bit is set, so this is your minus 25. This is minus 25. So the other way of representing your 2's complement is to get your things being done like that you are actually putting your negative number here. You are having a number, and what's a 2's complement of a number? Suppose I ask you people minus 8. Minus 8. Find out its 2's complement. So 2's complement is this is 8. Now 2's complement of this. So this is a unique thing that your minus 8 and 8. 2's complement of 8 is same. So that's a good thing about it. The 2's complement is same as the number of this. So this is fully being left for you people as exercise, that from 1, so rather minus 16 to 0. Find out 2's complement and 1's complements of all the numbers from minus 16 to 0. Now while we have done this exercise, there is something called range. Something called range. So what's that? That's important. So normally, if you are having 4-bit number, and I ask people how many numbers are there, you can say 2 raised to power 4. So 16 numbers are there. That means from 0 to 15, or if it is a binary number, then 000 to 1111. So this is your range, 2 raised to power n, 2 raised to power n, and numbers are from 0 to raised to power n minus 1. That is the range. Now, if we are putting negative number also, then total numbers will remain same. Total number will remain same, but overall range actually decreases. Overall range decreases means from 0 to 15 is there. So this becomes -8 to 7. So the formula for that is minus 2 raised to power n minus 1 to 2 raised to power n minus 1 minus 1. So suppose n is equal to 3 is there, because now 1 bit is being actually reserved. If 4-bit number is there, 1 bit is actually being reserved for your sign. So this becomes minus 2 raised to power 3 minus 1 to 2 raised to power 3 minus 1. So this becomes 8 minus 1, 7 minus 8 to 7, and so on. So check it rather. I have some doubt in this. I will clarify it later on. And if it is n is equal to 8, then this becomes minus 28, 128 to plus 127. So this is how your things are actually working. That means whenever you are having 0 in front, suppose I am writing 0, 1, 0, 0, and I say that this is a signed representation. So it gives me the answer that this is a positive number with 8 magnitude. And if I'm writing this 1, 1, 0, 0, and then I will know that this is a negative number. And what kind of representation it is? If it is 1's complement, then it is to be done again. If it is 2's complement is to be taken, then I can tell about the magnitude. Otherwise, given that this is the number, signed representation, then this may give you the answer that this is your minus and this is your 8. That's all. So this bit is actually being reserved for the sign. So if bit is 1, this gives us idea that this number is negative, and if bit is 0, this gives us the idea that your number is positive. So that's all as far as your things are being concerned. Now, actually this is like this. This formula is like this. Minus 2 raised to power n minus 1. 4 bits are there. 2 raised to power n minus 1 minus 1. So if it is 4, then this becomes minus 8 to this is 8 minus 1, 7. Okay, so this is the formula. So please correct it. Once again, I am repeating. Your formula is not this. The formula is 2 raised to power n minus 1 to 2 raised to power n minus 1 minus 1. So this is the range of the number as far as your positive and negative numbers are being concerned. So that's your signed representation. Okay. Now there are other things which are important. That is your coding. So normally what happens? We will be working with codes. So why we need codes? That's important. Why we need codes? What is the requirement of code? What is the requirement of code? That's important. So code is we want to hide some information, and we want something to be safe, something to be convenient. So then we try to convert it into a code. So code is a very good thing about your computer. Here we are having so many things being coded, decoded. So one of the codes in this category, which we will start discussing today, is your BCD code. So BCD code, BCD stands for binary coded decimal. So normally till now, if I write 32 in decimal and I ask people to get it converted to some binary sort of thing, you can easily do this like this. Okay. So this is your binary. So this is your conversion. But in code, what we are actually doing, we have some limitation on number of bits, because number of bits are always limited. You know that 8 bits is equal to 1 byte and so on. So now we are having some limitation. So instead of writing 32, what we are doing, we are actually writing them individually for 3 and 2. So that's the definition of your BCD, binary coded decimal. So BCD number is a 4-bit binary group that represent one of the 10 decimal digits from 0 to 9. So that means you are representing this. So you are writing 32. 32 is to be written as 0011, and this is 0010. So this is for 3, and this is for your 2. So this is how you are actually going to represent your number in BCD. So binary coded decimal. So suppose you are having number 4926, 4926. So here this is your 6, this is your 2, this is your 9, and this is your 4. So quite simple, and this makes your life little bit easy as far as the conversion is being concerned. Otherwise, you have to go for the unlimited number of bits. And also the other thing that is important is every time conversion is required. But here we know that these are the things, and we can easily convert them into BCD. 0 to 9 is required, not more than that. Okay. So if I ask you people to convert it into BCD coded number, then what is the number? This is 1, this is 7, this is 8. So this is your 871 decimal number, and vice versa. So BCD number is quite easy to do. The only thing is we want things to be done in a proper manner on computer. So that's why we resorted to this particular kind of methodology that is called BCD code. And code is always meant for information conversion, secrecy, efficient use, and all. So this is your BCD equivalent, 3 corresponding to 350. Now coming towards the binary coded decimal. Now this is called 8421 code. Why 8421 code? Suppose I'm writing 9 here, so 1001. So what's the weightage of this? This is the weightage of this is 1, this is 2, this is 4, this is 8. So 1 into 8 plus 0 into 4 plus 0 into 2 is plus 1 into 1. So this comes out to be 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. So we have fixed a weight corresponding to a particular bit. So this is your LSB. This is your first MSB, second MSB, third MSB. This is your MSB. So all the weights are being concerned, fixed. So they are falling under the category called weighted code. They are called weighted code. All the weights are fixed for the particular position. So this is called 8421 codes. 8421 are called weights. So VCD is a weighted code. So the code is the simplest, most initiative binary code for decimal digits and use the same powers of 2 as the binary number, but only encodes the first 10 values from 0 to 9. So VCD में क्या है आपका कि एक बड़ा ही प्रिमिटिव कोड है और ये 2 की पावर्स में इसका वेटेज चलता है और ये 0 से लेके 9 तक आपकी कोडिंग करता है. Now this is the example that this is 9, so this plus this is equal to 9. So this is how you things can be done. Now there is thing you are supposed not to mix them up, that is conversion and coding. So try to avoid that thing, that there is a difference between conversion and coding. So if I ask you to do this, so this is your conversion, and if this need to be done for BCD, then this is called coding. This is called coding. So you are actually encoding 1 into 1 and 3 into 3. So you can have any code. We will be discussing about the codes in the coming classes. So there you can see a number can be coded in any format for simplicity, for other advantage. So each and every code is having advantage. So this is conversion. So this is fixed, but coding can be different. Instead of 8421 code, you can have 3421 code. That means it is up to you who have fixed the weightage of this position. Okay, so that's a good thing about your coding. Coding can be anything. So, but coding is being utilized so that you can get a better advantages as compared to the coming or whatever we are actually using. It's not like that you will make a code of your own and you say that this is having this advantage and all, but that's not the entire case. Whatever coding you're actually doing must have some advantages as compared to the codes which are currently being in use. So now BCD arithmetic, that is also important. Suppose in your normal decimal you will add 8 plus 5, here it is being given, so it is you're equal to your 13. So in BCD also you will expect such lines, 8 plus 5, so it is 13, but that is not the case, it is actually 9. And in BCD you are not supposed to get beyond 9. So that means it should be like this, 1 and 3, 1 and 3, but you are not getting things like that. So what you are supposed to do in that case? So in that, what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to add 6 so that it becomes modulo 16. So here what you do, that 8 plus 5 is 13, so 8 plus 5 is 13. So then you will add 6 to this. You will add, if it is greater than 9, sum is greater than 9, what you will do, you will add 6. So when you add 6 to this, so 1, 1, this is 0, this is 0, and this is 1. So now this is 1, this is 3. So leaving 3 plus carry. So final answer is 2 digits. So what you are supposed to do? If your answer digit sum is less than 9, then add 1 to next significant digit. That is supposed to do. If sum is greater than 9, then you are supposed to add 6. And carry is there, so 1 is to be added. So that's a solution being included in the circuit. Now how things are actually being tested. Suppose you will add, okay, I will come to your doubt. Let me finish this. So suppose you are having 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. So now what happens? A comparator is there in your computer, ALU, arithmetic and logical unit, that will compare that will know that this is greater than 9. This is greater than 9. And in that event, when your answer is greater than 9, then it will say 6 to be added, and carry is there, then 1 is to be added. So this is all about your computers. So we will be coming towards the computers later on when we will discussing comparators and all. But right now the most important focus is what is the algorithm for this? Add two numbers, 4-bit numbers. So Y is your answer. So if your answer is greater than 9, then add 6, then your answer and 1 need to be there. So this is your complete algorithm, that add A, B, if answer is greater than 9, add 6, then that will be your answer and 1 will be there. Okay.